Welcome to 10. This is Tech Entrepreneurs Nebraska, brought to you by the Nebraska Tech Collaborative, powered by Exarb. And I'm Shauna Dorsey, Executive Director with the NTC. And today I am without a co-host, which is, sad day, but fun time, great guest. So tell us who you are.
I am Jessica Korinek. I am the co-founder and CEO of Nave Analytics.
Awesome. So I know a bit about your backstory, but many people don't know. And we're excited to share more. So can you tell us how you got into this space and what it is that you're doing?
Yeah. So at Nave, we are building data products to help inform efficient irrigation practices. So really building tools to help farmers, making sure that we are using water efficiently, applying the water when the crops actually need them. So using some remote sensing technologies, so satellite, and bringing other sources of data together, adding in crop modeling and hydrology modeling, and building out this new pieces of data that farmers just haven't had access to in the past.
Awesome. And how did you get here?
Where should I start? So I've been working in agricultural research for most of my career. Mm-hmm. Actually had a previous stint at a startup as an early employee. That startup went through, was acquired by the Climate Corp. And from there, we kind of continued to build on that technology for a few years. And then as large corporations do, they kind of shifted directions. So we kind of took all of our experience from that, pivoted it into what Nave is today. So we're a three-person co-founding team, and we have all been working together for several years. So it's fun to just kind of build this thing with some folks I really enjoy spending time with.
That's excellent. And so you're a co-founder, but also CEO, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's great. So a lot of folks who might listen to this might think, wow, that is amazing. Woman in tech, yes, running a startup, and you're based in Kearney, right? Yeah. That's all awesome stuff. So what can you share as far as, and I don't ever send people questions, so they never know it's coming. What can you share as advice for someone who might be looking at you like, wow, I can relate to her. I'm also a woman in tech or wanting to get into tech or entrepreneurship. Like just some things that advice you would give. Yeah.
I'm like, just do it. Like we are our own biggest obstacles. Mm-hmm. I was really encouraged by my co-founders. I don't know that I would have been the first one to suggest this, but every step of the way, I've been supported by them, and we'll say I have two male co-founders. So they have been super, super supportive. So surround yourself with a great network, and just go do it.
I love that. And I know it's like not always easy, especially if you don't have support around you. So if you don't have a strong support system like Jessie has, you can certainly go out and find it. I know that if folks can, there's like 1 million cups here. I think you guys have that in Kearney too yet?
Not like in Kearney. Okay. There's Lincoln, Omaha.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But, just getting into those spaces where very supportive individuals exist, like that's a great start too.
Yeah. So just finding the startup community that's really starting to grow here across Nebraska. Omaha's done great work. Lincoln has done great work. Norfolk, you just come from Norfolk, is really starting to build up.
Definitely.
Kearney with Nespace is really trying to build a group of entrepreneurs there. So get out and meet other people that are doing similar things. And it doesn't have to be so similar. Like I don't really know other female founders in AgTech, but I know a lot of other female founders at this point. And so, there's a lot of crossover in starting and building a company. Doesn't really matter the industry that you're in.
Very true. Very true. Okay. So let's talk about the Kearney scene. So Nespace, you mentioned, I stumbled up on it somehow when I was looking for a spot to record with you and office one time. So just talk to us about Kearney startup scene a little bit.
Yeah, it's growing, I would say. Chase and the team at Nespace is doing a great job putting together different events. I go and work at Nespace here and there when I need more focused office days. But they're trying to build up some events and entrepreneur groups. I know there is going to be a 10-hour hackathon coming up in April. So I think I'll be a part of that in some form. But Yeah, I would say Kearney is earlier on in their development than Lincoln and Omaha, but now we have really good examples of what to build.
Yeah, definitely. You have 2 notable examples, yours for sure, and then fast forward is, Dusty's doing great work.
Dusty's doing good.
And I've been talking a lot with the team at UNK, so Tim Jarris and Sarah Bennett and Dustin Favinger. So he does a lot more on the internship side, but it's really good to see what they're doing to help encourage entrepreneurship and just make it accessible for people. Yeah. So very, very cool. Okay. So 10-hour challenge, like you mentioned, that's coming up. So that's just a made up thing that Scott Henderson, Matt Wynn, and I put together last year. And we were like, we definitely need to do this outside of Omaha or Lincoln, because that was like the most natural second spot would be Omaha, of course. But I'm like, okay, anybody can pull something together in Omaha. But what if we partner with our friends in Greater Nebraska and just see like what it takes to get people there? So can you tell us like why people should participate in it? Like maybe as a mentor or even a team that's wanting to get together and build something, or individual who wants to go be a part of that.
Yeah. I mean, I was very happy to see that it was going to be in Kearney. So we went through In Motion last year. And so I was coming to Omaha or Lincoln, multiple days a week for a while. And I kept saying like, we should do something further west. There are people that live west of Lincoln. So I think it's untapped potential. I think that the further west we get, in Omaha and Lincoln, it does lean more tech heavy. And the further west we get, we are going to start to encourage more of the ag side of things and the other things that Nebraska can really bring to the table. And I know there's a lot of really cool ideas and a lot of really smart people that have things that they would like to build in ag, and maybe it's just not knowing the resources or meeting the right people yet. So the further west we can bring events just builds out that network and that community that's been started so well here.
I agreed. And it increases the connectivity. So I'm spending a ton of time on the road these days. And so now when anyone is like, wow, you had to drive to Lincoln today, I'm like, that's nothing. Grand Island, Kearney. And not that that's so far to me, but it's just like, now I'm like, okay, that's a 3-hour drive. That's not that far.
It's all about perspective.
Right. It is. So I love that. I know you recently won a grant for Nave Analytics. Can you talk to us about that experience and what it was?
Yeah. Excuse me for pulling out my phone, but this sucker is full of acronyms. So we just won a grant award from the USDA NIFA, National Agricultural Producers Data Cooperative Initiative.
Okay.
So that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But our project was to explore the potential of anonymization of agriculture data, to be able to make that data more useful for companies that want to have data for R&D, but also how do we make that beneficial to the farmer for sharing the data, and also protect farmer identity and things like that. So exploring different like the technical side of anonymized data, but then also kind of the sentiment around the idea of data sharing and data anonymization, privacy, things like that. So part of the project is the tech side, and the other part is conversations and data gathering from farmers, from industry, and trying to kind of feel out where everybody's at around data privacy. So
that is excellent. So what was the grant? Is it like, is there a dollar amount tied? Well, it's a grant, but
Yep. So we are a sub-awardee with partners at UNL as well as SDSU. Excellent. It's like a $54,000 grant.
Okay,
so not huge, but it's like it's a door opening. Basically, this is an exploratory grant that would open us up to a larger like SBIR grant or something like that.
Right. That's super exciting, and just like a value add for many different stakeholders, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, down to the last 20 seconds, just want to say thank you for all you're doing. Like, it's really interesting to me when, for sure, women in tech startups build things and are creative and confident and all the things, because you're demonstrating to others that it can be done. And like you said, just go do it or help build your network as you need to, but that we just appreciate what you're doing and who you are.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.